Hey guys, welcome to Comic Basics. I'm Joel, and today's episode, the top 10 Batman enemies to ever grace the pages of a comic book. Batman, more than any other superhero, has etched out a path in comics that includes some of the most iconic enemies in history. I mean, what other superheroes can claim the likes of Joker, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Scarecrow as one of their enemies? You're only good as the people around you is true. Batman is great. However, of all the enemies he fights, who are the greatest Batman enemies? Think about that. Who are the greatest Batman enemies to have ever been created? Who helped propel Batman into superstardom? If I've put you on the spot and you can't think of any, no problem. I'd love to help. Here are the top 10 Batman enemies to ever grace the pages of a comic book. As much as Batman uses fear as a weapon, Jonathan Crane is fear-defined. A former employee of Arkham, Jonathan Crane spent his days discovering how fear motivates people. In fact, he even went as far as to conduct tests on inmates. This, of course, got him fired, but not before he could create his fear gas. After being let go, he took the name Scarecrow and began punishing Gotham. Scarecrow is different from other villains in the sense that he doesn't stand too much of a chance against Batman. He's not stronger, smarter, or a better fighter. If he beats Batman in battle, it's because his fear gas has unearthed yet another of Batman's internal demons. Like Batman and Ra's al Ghul, tragedy created Mr. Freeze. A once happily married man, Victor Freeze had it all. Sadly, his wife came down with a disease and had to be placed inside a cryogenic chamber. While under, Victor fell victim to an accident that forced him to now wear a special suit. And what did the suit do? It kept his body at cold temperatures, thereby allowing him to keep alive. What makes Mr. Freeze one of the most formidable Batman enemies is that you never know what you're going to get with him. On one day, he could be willing to help you, and on the next, he could want to kill you. While the Riddler is a little gimmicky, he shouldn't be taken lightly. The Riddler is an enemy who relies on his own intelligence to get things done. So, it's a good thing he's really smart. Maybe even too smart. Of all Batman enemies, none offer what the Riddler offers. Through the use of riddles, puzzles, and games, he tests just how smart Batman is. And if Batman can't figure out what the answer is, not only does the Riddler win, but Gotham also loses. Of all the crime lords in Gotham, none may be more dangerous than Penguin. For everything that Bruce Wayne controls above ground, Penguin controls underground. However, where Bruce Wayne's reach is limited to above ground, Penguin has control of cops, lawyers, judges, and even politicians. Penguin is the perfect crime lord not because he commands respect. Penguin is the perfect crime lord because he can have you wiped out and nobody would be the wiser. Two-Face, he's a little more strange than most Batman enemies. Before becoming a criminal, Harvey Dent was one of Gotham's most respected and loved lawyers. Through the law, he put almost as many criminals away as Batman. Sadly, Harvey's face was burned by acid, and along with it, he developed a split personality. What makes him so dangerous is twofold. First, nobody knows the ins and outs of the justice system like Two-Face. After practicing law for so many years, Harvey is adept as James Gordon. Second, he relies on a coin to make many of his decisions. This may not seem that dangerous, but remember, unpredictability is very dangerous. Batman keeps many trophies in the Batcave. On any given day, you can find a giant coin, a dinosaur, a card, and a Robin suit. It's the Robin suit that interests us. Jason Todd is the boy that Batman failed. After being killed by the Joker, Jason Todd is brought back to life in the Lazarus Pit. Of course, while the pit brought him back to life, it also turned him a little insane. Once back, he doubled down on his training, moved back to Gotham, and began his assault on Batman and the Joker. Jason Todd is dangerous because he knows no boundaries when it comes to getting what he desires. He's as good of a fighter as Batman, as crazy as the Joker, and controls any who cross his path. It's lucky for Batman that he now fights on his side of the law. Poison Ivy is one of the most famous villains in all of comics. She, like many of his other enemies, has an agenda that can make her audience sympathetic to her. All she wants is the Earth to be taken care of and treated fairly. Unfortunately, her methods of getting what she wants makes her completely insane. Couple this with her control over plant matter and her ability to poison others with a kiss, and you have one of the most dangerous Batman enemies of all time. Catwoman is a little bit of an anomaly in Batman's world. Yeah, she's a thief, and yeah, she spent more time on the wrong side of the law than on the right side. However, her time helping Batman can't be ignored. Throughout the years, Catwoman has become a voice for the voiceless and a champion of those who have nothing. She's a character who takes from the rich and gives to the poor, and it's this that makes her so appealing. So is she a villain? By standard definitions, yes. But by moral definitions, probably not. No surprise here. The Joker is the yin to Batman's yang. The two sit on opposing sides of the law, their belief systems, and what they stand for. Of all the enemies Batman has faced over the years, none hold more victories and have done more to him than the Joker. What makes Joker so special is that he's willing to do whatever it takes and push things well beyond reason to make his point. Just look at Barbara Gordon and Jason Todd. Any Batman enemies list without Joker should be taken off the internet immediately. Ra's is over 700 years old, and throughout his life has amassed fortune and intelligence beyond measure. I'd argue that both are near par with Batman. Ra's al Ghul's relationship to Batman is different from the others on this list. The two have a deep-rooted respect for one another. Ra's respects who Batman is, his intelligence, and how he goes about his business. Conversely, Batman respects him for all but how he goes about business. The two are so similar that if Batman were a villain, he'd be Ra's al Ghul. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on down below. Both really do help this channel grow. If you have any other top 10s that you want to see, leave them in the comments and I'll see if I can get to them for you. Thanks guys, I truly appreciate you coming out. I hope you come back, and until then, I'll catch you next time.